right now, joining us on the program as we continue our USA Shooting Spotlight. Sergeant Josh Richmond of the U.S. Army Marksmanship Unit is with us. Sergeant, thank you so much for your time today.
It's my pleasure, Cam. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And look, first of all, thank you for your service, not only what you're doing on the U.S. Army Marksmanship Unit, but the entirety of your service within the U.S. Army.
Yes, sir. It's my pleasure again.
All right, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Where'd you grow up, Josh?
I was raised in a real small town outside of Williamsport, Pennsylvania, called Hillsborough, which is about 2 hours north of Harrisburg in the northeastern area of PA. And just kind of grew up in a rural, small town, just like a lot of towns out across the USA today, and was absorbed by the outdoor life and all that it had to offer, and kind of in a sense led to me to where I'm at today with the USA Shooting Team and the Marksmanship Unit.
So when did you go from being the casual shooter, the hunter, the plinker, to saying, man, I want to get serious about this?
Well, it seems like it happened overnight for me, really. But about the ages of 12 or 13, I started getting involved with like 4-H shooting organizations, the Scholastic Clay Target Program, and some different various NRA-funded programs that were developed to encourage youth to go out and just simply try the shooting sports and learn more about it. And it simply took off from there and skyrocketed from a simple, meeting up and learning about firearms and how to shoot them safely to competing with them and trying to hone your skills in on a state, local, and then eventually a national level.
Absolutely. And so how did, or maybe I should ask, when did the Army get involved?
Well, I started shooting for the USA Shooting Team around 16, 17 years old competitively, which means I was traveling the country, traveling the world, competing in World Cups and World Championships. And that's when they started kind of taking a look at me, simply because I was shooting with a lot of those guys already that were comprised of the team. And it was starting to line up to where I was graduating high school about the same time they were looking to hire a double trap shooter, which just so happened to be my forte at the time. So, the stars somewhat just aligned for me, as well as I was kind of in the right spot at the right time, in a sense, to somewhat fall into that spot.
That's awesome. All right, so let's talk about what it is that you actually do with USA Shooting. You shoot men's double trap?
I do. I shoot one of the 3 Olympic disciplines, and that being men's double trap.
All right. And you were on the 2012 Olympic team, yeah?
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
And we just had the fall selection match, I understand, in Arizona, right?
We did. I just got back last Monday from Tucson, Arizona.
How did you do, Josh?
I did well. I actually finished in third, which qualifies me to go back and compete in the next World Cup, which is going to be in Tucson, Arizona. I'm still standing in a really good standing for the World Championship team, which will be selected after the spring selection match, which we shoot a whole nother course of fire just like the one in Tucson, and we add them all together to select our men's open team for the World Championship that year. So we're halfway there. I'm standing in good shape to successfully make this team. I just got to do a little bit of work in Kerrville, Texas in the spring.
Absolutely. Now, are you already looking ahead to 2016 and the Olympic Games in Rio?
Absolutely, and especially after my 2012 performance, it was somewhat bittersweet going in with such a good record and anticipating to do really well there and coming up a bit short. It simply did everything but discourage me, let's put it that way. It simply started a whole other fire up underneath me to train different, to train harder, to do better, and it's all in my mind every day moving forward.
So what is next for you? I understand you're getting ready to head overseas.
I am. I'm actually packing tonight to leave for Dubai tomorrow morning. We'll be flying in, me and my teammate Glenn Eller, and we'll be flying over there to represent the USA in the World Cup final competition, which is somewhat of maybe an all-star, or could be compared to like an all-star shooting event. The top 12 shooters that year that competed at the World Cups and World Championships get this invite to come out and kind of do a 2-squatted or 12 shooters event that we will compete in I guess we compete next Thursday.
Wow. And how many members of the U.S. Army Marksmanship Unit will be there?
There'll be 2 of us this year, myself and Glenn Eller, but the U.S., I believe, is sending 5 shooters over there, which is pretty good considering this is an invite-only match.
Heck yeah, it is. Now, listen, Josh, I got to ask you before we run out of time here. You say as a teenager you trained with USA Shooting out in Colorado, now part of the U.S. Army Marksmanship Unit in Fort Benning, Georgia. What is it like to be a part of the U.S. Army Marksmanship Unit? I sort of have this vision of this, incredible team of badasses just hanging out together all day and going shooting for hours at a time. Is my imagination as good as reality?
Yeah, you're exactly right there. It's a true honor and a privilege to work with them. It's sometimes very humbling to be a part of them and to find myself in the long list of definite champions that have been there and that will future, a list of future champions that we're currently grooming right now. It's amazing. Any kind of assistance or questions or needs that I may have in regards to shooting or marksmanship, there's somebody within inside our gate or our fence that can answer those questions for us. So it's again, it's just a true honor, and it helps us compete and be the best, knowing that we have the best of everybody in our corner supporting us and helping us reach our goals while representing the country and the Army.
Well, listen, Sergeant Richmond, we appreciate your time, sir. Thank you so much. Best of luck to you in Dubai, and I hope we can talk again soon.
Absolutely. I look forward to it. Thanks for everything you guys do as well with the NRA.
Absolutely. Safe travels. Great shooting, sir.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Sergeant Josh Richmond, member of the U.S. Army Marksmanship Unit, member of USA Shooting as well.